When choosing a piano, you will want to try to get the right piano for your needs. However, not every piano is suitable for every need, and there are also some pianos that you shouldn't buy. The pianos that you should try to stay away from are primarily the spinet pianos. Those are very short vertical pianos. They usually range from about 36 to maybe about 39 inches in height. The reason you should try to stay away from them is that they have what is called an indirect or drop action. That is, the action is located partially and usually almost completely beneath the level of the keys. In most cases, the hammers will peak a little bit above the keys. This also necessitates the keys being shorter, and you won't get as good of leverage, and they're very hard to service. Yes, there are some exceptions, most notably the older Baldwin Acrosonics, which actually sounded pretty decent in the most part. And otherwise, the strings are really generally too short to produce good tone of the bass and even the tenor areas. One particular spinet that is extremely difficult to service is the mini piano that was sold here through Hardman Pekka Company from probably about the mid-1930s till about the late 1950s. Avoid those. Best bet, if you do need a smaller piano, is a console. They're a little taller, and they have a direct action, and they also tend to sound better, and also you'll start to see the better brands in some cases. If you do plan to use a piano more heavily or you're more serious, you probably will want to consider nothing smaller than a studio upright. Those usually are 45 inches in height, give or take a little bit. In most cases, they're styled utilitarianly, very plain, as they're usually meant for schools, but also many are available in a furniture-style case. More serious musicians, if they have to consider an upright, will probably want to consider an upright 48 inches or taller. And the next category, of course, which people will consider will be grand pianos. A grand piano that's less than 5 feet in length is usually not the most desirable and usually is at the lower end of the manufacturer's line. And they might lack certain features that serious musicians may want, such as a sostenuto pedal. 5 feet and up to about 7 feet is usually a good choice for many. The smaller grand pianos that are around 5 to 6 feet are suitable for many homes, and many of them are at least of decent enough quality. 6 to 7 feet will probably be worth considering for serious musicians who will need or want a larger grand piano, and also those who are more discriminating, who have the budget or they would prefer a larger grand piano. Of course, the concert grand piano, those are generally 9 feet in length, but sometimes larger, and they're usually too large for most homes. So it's probably not the best bet for most people to get a concert grand, with some obvious exceptions if they're willing to set aside a great deal of space, and if they don't want too much volume, they'll probably have to have it voiced down, or they'll probably have to keep the lid closed most of the time. I think this should do it for my explanation upon how to choose a piano.